Alright y'all, today's video gonna be a little different. I'm gonna do a review on the Ugly Stik Big Water made by Shakespeare, Team Catfish, Thundercat, 12 foot, Cat Buster, Bass Pro Shops edition, and that's another Thundercat Team Catfish. It's got a heavy backbone. It's a medium heavy rod, but it's got a lot of backbone to it, and you can cast a mile with this rod. Okay, reason being I like that rod is because when you fishing on the bank, it's certain spots that I like to get my bait. So with that being said, a lot of the 7-foot rods and a lot of 7.5-foot rods is not for bank fishing, I don't think. I mean, you can use them, but the guys that's using the longer rods is the guys who's catching fish, point blank. Okay, this is a 10-foot rod. You can get this rod at Bass Pro Shop, about $65, $68, somewhere in there. I have 2 of them. All right, these Team Catfish rods, I purchased these at the Catfish Conference 2018. Had a lot of rods there strictly for catfishing. All right, so I'm gonna compare this Thundercat with the Ugly Stik. That's what I'm gonna do. This is what this video is about. I got them both lined up. All right, you see how low the real seat is? I'm not getting paid by none of these companies, so I'm gonna give you the truth about them. The proportion where the real seat is sitting on the Team Catfish rod is about 2 or 3 inches lower than where the Ugly Stik rod is sitting, and that makes a bunch of difference when you're fishing with the rod. And it's about 2 inches or 2.5 inches from the top shorter than the Ugly Stik rod. When you're using these long rods like this, everything has to be proportioned out correctly and evenly. All right, for me, I have 2 of these Thundercat rods. I have 2 of them. This one right here is brand new, never came out of plastic, never used it. This rod, I've used this rod, I say probably 2 or 3 times. It's a 12-foot rod. I like the color scheme on it. I like the heaviness on it. Let me see. It's 12-foot medium heavy action, mono 20 to 40, braid 30 to 80. All right. Sinkers 2 to 12 ounce. Thundercat Team Catfish. This was the first rod that Team Catfish made as a surf rod, the 10 and 12 footers. I like the color scheme and all, but they should took a little bit more time to get where the real seat is proportioned and where the handle's proportioned at. Okay, finna get them back even. Because when you handling that fish and when you getting ready to cast that rod, if you ain't got the right length from top to bottom, it's gonna feel awkward while you casting it. It feel like you're gonna throw the rod at your hand. Honestly, that's what it feels like. So I don't use the rod a whole lot. First fish I caught on this rod, on the Thundercat, was I say about a 12-pound, 13-pound flathead I got on the Tennessee River. And the rod, when I caught the fish, it handled well when I caught the fish, but the only thing about it I don't like is where they got everything sitting. Real seat's too low, the handle's too short, and the bottom end of it is too short. So this rod basically sits in my garage 24 hours a day. Never use it, not because I don't like it, it's because the way it feels when I'm using it. All right, now I have 2 of these rods. This one right here is brand new, never been out of plastic. Bought both of these rods at the Catfish Conference. And I seen some other rods that I wanted that was 10-foot rods they had ran out of them too quick, so I wasn't able to get them. So I was kind of looking for rods that fit my fishing or what I do. I'm not gonna buy a rod just for what it says on the rod or who makes it. I'm not gonna buy it for those reasons. I buy rods for the type of fishing I'm doing, and it works. So that's how I buy my rods. I buy 10-foot rods. I will get a 9-foot rod, but that's the lowest I'm gonna go fishing from the bank. I'm not fishing with 7-foot rods. It don't work for me. You can't cast far. You might cast 30 yards. These rods right here, I'm in the zone. I'm getting in the zone where the fish gonna be at. I'm throwing 80 to 90 yards with these rods, especially with this ugly stick, because it's perfect. The proportion, the handle length, where the reel seat is and where the bottom end is, everything's perfect. And that's a brand new rod too. So, and this Cat Buster rod, it's a good rod from Bass Pro, cheap. It's about $30, 32 bucks, Bass Pro. That's where I get all my rods at, Bass Pro. And this rod, that Cat Buster rod's probably 4 or 5 years old. I've been having it, and I was looking at them. They look, the Cat Buster and the Thundercat look just about alike. Same color scheme, everything was about the same. The Cat Buster got good action to it. You can cast a mile too, but it's an all right rod for the money. If you just need a quick rod and you ain't caught up in the name brand stuff, if you just want a quick rod, that's the rod to go to. But everybody don't like Cat Buster rods, and everybody won't like a cheaper rod or a 9-foot or a 10-foot rod. Everybody don't use longer rods. So me, myself, I like a longer rod because of the fishing that I'm doing. And for me, the ugly stick is perfect. Now, tangling with Catfish makes a 10-foot rod that I like. I think I'm gonna check in on one of those. But it's a lot of companies that I do like that make good looking rods, but they only come in boat size rods, 7 foot, 7.5 foot. So if the boaters ain't using those rods that you are trying to sell to these boaters and these tournament fishermen, and they're not using them, well, might as well start catering to a different group of people, so you can start making some money on your rods. I mean, that's a quick tip to help a company or companies that's trying to get a different variety of people to cater to instead of just one class of people, and that's tournament fishermen or boat fishermen. I mean, me, myself, next year, I'm gonna start tournament fishing a lot. I was gonna start doing it this year, but I said I was gonna hold out. I'm gonna do more tournament fishing next year, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to give y'all a review on this Thundercat rod. I mean, it looks good and all. It looks good, don't get me wrong. I like the rod. If I didn't like it, I would have never bought it. I spent my money. Did nobody sponsor me to give me this rod, so I can say what I want to about it. All right, it looks good and everything. Like I said, I caught that flathead on here. It handled him well. But Team Catfish and Jeff Williams, they need to go back and reconstruct where everything is sitting, because they fix all of this, then there'll be I use that rod every day. But until then, I'm gonna stick with my ugly stick, big water. Bass Pro Shop, ugly stick. You can give about 65, 70 bucks. Works like a charm. You can throw heavy weight. It'll handle any fish that come out of the Mississippi River, the Cumberland River, or the Tennessee River, Ohio River. I don't care where you at, fresh water, he's gonna get him out of there. So I just wanted to give y'all a quick video about this. Yeah, like I was saying, once they figure this part of it out, they have a good ride on their hands. But like I said, as far as handling the fish, it's all right handling the fish, but When you're getting ready to cast, it feel like you're gonna throw this rod at your hand. Other than that, the color scheme looks good. You see the butt of it already done come off and it unglued. Ugly stick still intact. I ain't used this rod but 2 or 3 times. And there's no way that a 10-foot rod, being this ugly stick right here, there's no way that this 10-foot rod handle length and everything would be longer than the 12-foot rod. There's no way possible. With that being said, that's off top to let you know that they need to go back and try to reconstruct this part of the rod, because if anything, this rod should be sitting just like that. Even if you even the 2 handles up at the top, real seat is still sitting lower than the ugly stick. And once you drop it back down on the ground, everything is lower than the ugly stick. So when you holding this pole, you holding it like that, and you reeling and you pulling that fish, you want to have the right length on that grip, where you have a good grip on it. And that's the reason why I like the ugly stick so much. I mean, it's a perfect rod. They got it set up just right. But and the color scheme looks good, that black and red. I like it too. Like I said, it's a brand new rod, still got the tag on it. Brand new. I mean, I could have sent the rods back and all that and got 10-foot rods, or traded them in for the 10-foot, but it was still gonna be the same way. So it wasn't no need for me even sending them back and getting these $100 rods. So if I send them back, $200 tied up in one rod, so that wouldn't make sense at all. So I just kept them. Like I said, this rod right here is brand new, never been used, still in the plastic. I mean, I talked to Jeff Williams and everything. They told me to send them back and everything, but I just didn't want to deal with it. I got the rods, I bought them, so I'm gonna keep them. I just replace them with some Tangling with Catfish rods, because the Tangling with Catfish rods, I think, would be a little bit more my speed and my style from what I'm doing. Not saying the Thundercat don't look good or it's not a good rod. It's just not proportioned right. Once they figure that out and get that taken care of, then I'll jump back to the Thundercat Team Catfish rod. But until then, ugly stick. Because nobody said, I mean, this Thundercat rod costs more than this ugly stick, but the ugly stick is a lot better than this rod because the way they got a proportion. And this rod is heavy. This rod is a lot heavier than this one is. This rod is light. This is a light rod. This one is heavy. So if you carrying these rods like that, you walking through trees and trying to get from spot to spot, you on that bank trying to get from spot to spot, and you carrying 2 heavy Team Catfish rods, I mean, it'll wear you out. And you trying to horse in a big fish, I mean, you holding a 12-foot rod, it's not proportioned right, it's gonna wear you out. So those are the reasons why the rod need to be proportioned correctly. So I thank y'all for watching this video. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like the content, give me a subscription. Pill and Drag. Thanks for watching.